Hey guys, how are you doing? So it's December, which means I can actually wear my Christmas hat without shame. Not that I feel shame wearing it when it's not Christmas, I just now won't be judged in the street. And it bubbles. But that's not this week's post, that's not the point of it. This week's all about representations of disability in the media. So yesterday I saw an article that showed up on my newsfeed, and it was Kylie Jenner on the front cover of Interview magazine in a wheelchair. Now, as we all know, Kylie Jenner does not have a disability, so I was kind of intrigued as to why she was in a wheelchair for the front cover of this magazine. And it turns out that because during the interview she mentioned something about being limited, the producers, designers, whoever decided to run the entire photo shoot decided that it would be wise to make her pose in a wheelchair because she's limited, she feels limited. Now, this is one of the problems of the representations of disability. It's seen as a negative, it's something that's hindering, it's an obstacle, and it's not really presented in a positive light. Now for me, what you're telling me is that my disability is something that I should be unhappy about or ashamed about, something I should fight, something that I shouldn't accept as part of who I am. And that's kind of crazy. But then it got me thinking about all the different ways disability is represented in the media. And I think about it, I'm like, it really isn't represented, and when it is, it's never positive. Or if it is positive, it isn't typical of the disabled community as a whole. So, one type of representation that I really like was actually the film Intouchables, or Intouchables, if I meant to butcher the French language. And if you haven't seen it, it's about a guy, true story, who was paralysed from the neck down because he had an accident and he had to have living care. And it was about his story and how he learned to cope and how he learned to find his sense of living again. Now, I really liked that film because it was honest and it kind of reflected how people feel when they're in care sometimes when you're around people. And I really do like the story, but it isn't really typical of disabled people as a whole, because not everyone will go through that experience, and not everyone has this completely life-changing, altering moment that causes them to rethink everything about their lives. Most of the time, people just live normal lives and their disability doesn't always come into play. And that's something that I miss when I'm watching TV or reading books or hearing stuff on the news. Disability isn't presented in a normal light. I know that there's one character on EastEnders, or one soap that I don't really watch because I don't really do soaps, but she is a mum and she has a disability, but the disability isn't a part of her character, if that makes sense. It's not the focal point of her storyline. She's just a mum doing what mums do, just in a slightly different way. And that's what we need more of. To show that disability doesn't always have to be the focal point of a character or a storyline if they have a disability. Because in my life, my disability doesn't always come into play. It isn't always at the forefront of my mind. Most of the time, it's hardly there. It's become so normal to me that I don't even recognize it half the time unless people make me aware of it. And that's what we need more of, and that's what I yearn for when I watch TV and news. Like, would it be really difficult for Disney to have a character that has a disability and for it to be normal? Or would it be difficult for a leading character to have a disability, but it doesn't have to be all about the disability? Because what I don't like is when they put disabled characters or actors in these very sympathetic, sad storylines, or they give the complete opposite and it's all about them overcoming their limitations and showing that they can do anything despite having a disability. Because that isn't fair, because my disability shouldn't be something that's seen as negative or something that needs to be overcome. My disability is a part of who I am, and it's a part of me that I'm proud of, but it's a part that the media doesn't really want to represent in that way. I mean, I remember one time when I was graduating from secondary school and we all had really good GCSE grades, and there was a journalist from the local newspaper, and he was asking everyone about their story and how they felt and how happy they were, what their plans were. And he asked me all the same questions. I was really happy. And then he asked me, so tell me about your disability. And for me, I was really confused. I was like, what does me having my grade, getting a good grade, have to do with my disability? Because in my mind, my disability neither helped nor hindered me get those grades. That was my own work ethic and my own academic achievement. And I knew that he was going to try and spin it as something like, oh, this girl, Mary Abayemi, a disabled student, manages to get blah 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 grades. So either be inspirational as me overcoming my disability, or really say like, despite all she's going through, she's managed to get a good grade. And I think it's something we need to change. And definitely something that we need to understand is unfair and just plain wrong, really. I mean, I'm waiting for the day when I can watch a film, go cinema, and see a disabled actor or disabled character, and it's not a sad, pathetic storyline, or something that's meant to be very inspirational or moving. Just something normal. And when that happens, I will know we've reached a point in society where disability is becoming a norm, and it's okay for it to become a norm. But until then, I guess all I can do is hope and pray. But thanks guys for watching, and if you have any comments, please comment down below and let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts. How do you think disability is represented? Have I been a bit harsh? Have I missed out a lot of things? Do you agree with me? Comment down below and let me know. Please give this video a massive thumbs up, and if you like it, share it, and if you really like it, subscribe down below. It really helps. Or better yet, just click on the hat. Subscribe by clicking on the hat. But thanks guys, God bless, and I'll see you next week. Until next time guys, bye!